fearsome rock faces and daunting drops. Athletes pit their fingernails against breathtaking climbing routes and the toughest conditions that nature has to offer. When the world's best mountaineers take one of those giddy heights in their sights, Paul Diffley is often there to capture all the action on camera. Diffley runs the film production company Hot Aches together with partner Chris Prescott. They've now made 11 veritable cliffhangers.
With climbing, you're not just, it's not like other sports where you're trying to beat the other team or beat the other individual. It's more of a personal journey you're on with climbing. You're trying to improve yourself, and you're trying to, it's you against the rock, you against the elements. And I think because of that, climbing generates just some great stories.
Dumbarton Rock overlooks the River Clyde in Scotland. As a stronghold, it's seen its fair share of battles over the centuries. And more recently, some epic struggles filmed by Paul Diffley. It's also the scene for his latest film, Redemption. James Pearson's quest to redeem his reputation among fellow climbers by scaling the rock without assistance. Filming was a challenge in itself. Paul Diffley used drone-mounted cameras, but also got up close to the action because there are no second takes here.
Because the climbing's so hard, when you're filming, you can't ask the climber to stop. You have to be in the right position at the right time. And the only way you can film them is really to sort of be on the rock with them, to hang off the rock with ropes. And the best position for filming climbing is kind of above the climber looking down, because then you see the face, you see the hands. And because the rock ends there, the only way to do that is to get above them. And so we've done that by using camera cranes and looking back down.
Paul Diffley has been an avid climber himself since the age of 16. That gives him vital insights into what his protagonists face. Plus, it keeps him in shape for that exhausting camera work. It was that hobby that got him into filming in the first place.
So I still enjoy it. I mean, climbing's it's a wonderful blend of the mind and the body, because you have to focus fully on the mind and you have to work out the moves. It's not just about physical strength.
It was at Dumbarton Rock that he shot his first major film. It documented the first ever solo conquest of the rock. Scotsman Dave MacLeod spent 18 months on his attempt, enduring a number of painful falls. The specific route he established is classed as one of the toughest in the world, a labor of love with a happy ending.
Yes! Woo! The rock here is very special. It's very dense rock, and it forms really tight little handholds, tight footholds, and it makes the climbing incredibly hard. And also, the main face here is quite steep. It's like 15, 20 degrees over. So, which makes it for some of the world's hardest rock climbing.
E11, named after the rock's climbing grade, won Diffley 13 awards. He taught himself how to operate a camera and edit while working as an IT specialist. But in 2006, he ditched computers for climbing and made his passion his profession.
I just walked out, left my shoes and my clothes at the desk, and just never came back. And it was pretty rash, because at the time I had no training in filmmaking. I'd made a couple of films but never won any awards, and certainly never made any money. So it was quite a gamble, but I was ready for a change.
That gamble paid off, and he's never looked back or down. He makes some of the equipment himself, such as this makeshift bosun's chair, fashioned from an old skateboard. His films are largely low-budget affairs, and he relies on sponsorship for more ambitious undertakings, such as 2013's Distilled. Diffley makes his living from the proceeds of DVD sales and downloads.
Everybody has access to, decent cameras now, decent software. We're up there, there's a lot of competition out there. A lot of people are making films, so it's trying to make your film stand out, make your production values look higher than everyone else's. But for us, we've always concentrated on story. I think if you can tell a story, you can connect with an audience emotionally.
And for a good story, Paul Diffley can always come back to Dumbarton Rock, the place he set out on his ascent to reach the peak of his craft.